You say yes, but you mean no. You smile, but inside, you're exhausted. You agree to help someone, and then spend the next 3 hours angry at yourself for doing it. Sound familiar? Here's a question that might shake you a little. What if saying yes all the time is actually destroying your life? Not slowly, not quietly, but right now. Every single day, because every time you say yes when you mean no, you lose a tiny piece of yourself. Your time, your energy, your self-respect. And here's the wild part. You feel guilty about saying no, even when you have every right to. Why does that happen? Where does that guilt even come from? Stay with me, because what you're about to learn will completely change how you see yourself and the people around you. Here's the truth that most people never learn. Guilt is not always honest. Psychologists call it fawn response. It's a trauma response, just like fight or flight. Except instead of running or fighting, you people please. You say yes. You over-explain. You shrink yourself. And your brain actually rewards you for it. Because when you avoid conflict, your nervous system feels safe. It feels like relief, but that relief is a trap. Because avoiding discomfort today creates massive pain tomorrow. There's a concept called the disease to please. Dr. Harriet Breaker, a psychologist, wrote an entire book about it. And she found something shocking. People pleasers don't say yes because they're kind. They say yes because they're afraid. Afraid of rejection. Afraid of being seen as selfish. Afraid of losing love. So your guilt isn't really about the other person. It's about your own fear. And fear can be unlearned. Here's where it gets really interesting. When you say no to someone, most people move on within seconds. They think about themselves. They forget about you almost immediately. But you replay it for hours. Did I hurt them? Do they hate me now? Was I too mean? This is called the spotlight effect. It's a proven psychological bias. You think everyone is watching you, judging you, analyzing your every move. But they're not. People are mostly focused on their own lives, their own problems, their own needs. So the guilt you feel after saying no, it's mostly in your head. And here's another truth that hits hard. People who are used to you saying yes will feel uncomfortable when you finally say no. But that discomfort, it's not your responsibility to fix. You were never hired to manage other people's emotions. Let me tell you about someone. We'll call her Maya. Maya was 29, smart, kind, and always available for everyone around her. Her coworker needed help. Maya stayed late. Her friend needed a favor at midnight. Maya drove across town. Her family needed someone to plan every holiday. Maya did it all with a smile, but inside, Maya was drowning. She was burned out, resentful, and completely invisible to herself. One night, after staying late at work for the 5th time that week, Maya cried in her car alone. She thought, why does everyone take from me and nobody asks if I'm okay? Then she realized something. She never asked for what she needed either. She just kept giving, hoping someone would notice. The next day, a coworker asked her to cover another shift, and for the first time in years, Maya said no. Her hands shook. Her voice cracked a little. But she said it. You know what happened? Her coworker said, "Oh, okay, no worries," and walked away. That was it. No drama, no argument, no rejection. Maya sat there in shock, realizing she had been torturing herself for years, over moments that lasted 5 seconds. Now here's the part most people don't want to hear. Some people in your life are not upset when you say no because they care about your feelings. They're upset because they lost access to something they were using. Your time, your energy, your willingness to sacrifice. If someone explodes when you set a boundary, that's not love. That's control. Real love doesn't punish you for having limits. Healthy relationships expand when you're honest. Toxic relationships collapse when you stop being useful. That collapse? It's not your fault. It's actually the relationship showing you what it really was. So the next time someone makes you feel terrible for saying no, pay close attention. They're telling you exactly who they are. Okay, so how do you actually do this? How do you say no without drowning in guilt? Here's what works. 1. Say no without over-explaining. You don't owe a full story. I can't make that work is a complete sentence. The more you explain, the more you invite negotiation. 2. Use the delay technique. Instead of saying yes on the spot, say, let me check and get back to you. This gives your brain time to decide without pressure. 3. Separate guilt from wrongdoing. Ask yourself, did I actually do something wrong? If the answer is no, the guilt is a feeling, not a fact. Feelings lie sometimes. 4. Practice with low-stakes situations first. Say no to a minor request this week. Order something different. Decline a small invitation. Build the muscle before the heavy lift. 5. Reframe what no means. Saying no to someone else is saying yes to yourself, to your health, your peace, your priorities. Every no is an act of self-respect. Here's what I want you to remember. You are not here to be endlessly available to everyone else while you slowly disappear. You matter. Your needs matter. Your rest matters. Your peace matters. The world didn't teach most of us this. We were taught to be agreeable, to be liked, to be easy. But easy people get used. Boundaries don't make you cold. They make you honest. And honesty is the foundation of every real relationship worth keeping. The people who walk away when you finally start respecting yourself, they were never there for you in the first place. But the ones who stay, those are your people. You deserve a life where you say yes because you want to, not because you're afraid of what happens if you don't. That life is possible. It starts with one word, no. Say it like you mean it. If this video made you think, even just a little differently about yourself, hit subscribe. Right now, every week on Inner Genius, we break down the psychology behind your everyday behavior so you can understand yourself better, build stronger confidence, and live with a lot more peace. You've been searching for this kind of content. Don't lose us in the algorithm. Subscribe, hit the bell, and share this with someone who needs to hear it. Because sometimes the right video finds someone at exactly the right time. See you in the next one.